Hey guys, I'm recording this while I'm editing. I just wanted to say I realized that this footage or the audio itself is pretty dull, and I couldn't really find enough pictures to, make it interesting. So in the background, along with the images that I found necessary to corroborate the story, I'm gonna be having a bit of Minecraft gameplay. So enjoy. Hey guys, it's BRIX Bro. Today I'm coming at you with a little more of a sore subject, and I want to talk about and enlighten certain unenlightened viewers of, the like 20 who actually watch my videos, about MandRproductions and the controversies surrounding him. Sort of a summary, because in a recent video, someone said that as a punishment, he should go on a date with the BRIC Queen, which obviously you wouldn't really understand unless you understood the controversies, because I didn't understand them. As a disclaimer, I want to mention that I personally am a avid watcher of MandRproductions, and so my opinions can be slightly tilted in his direction. In addition, these are it's a mashup of what was said verbatim, my interpretation of what was said, and what I think should have been done. So everything, like I said, should be taken with a grain of salt. So, like I said, let's get started. The first controversy that first came out was his original Brickbuster video, where I think it's the original, where he talked about Brink-like YouTubers. And in a summary of his video, he just talked about how they were buying up all these sets and nothing illegal was going on, but they were buying all these sets and, making a big note about how the kids, quote unquote, won't get them. And these Bricklink YouTubers, they were buying in bulk so that they could resell it at a higher markup, which I do think is, I read somewhere it was uncompetitive behavior. During the virus, somebody bought a bunch of hand sanitizer and tried to sell them at a higher price, and he was forced to donate it all to charity. That could be somewhat, it's in a gray zone, but there is something legal to do with that. But that's besides the point, because this happened 2 years ago. Anyways, Ryan talked about how he did not like how they were taking all these sets, and how he didn't talk about this, but he was talking about how this is just not cool for these YouTubers to do, how they really shouldn't be taking all these things, especially not bragging about it on the internet to the kids who could have gotten them, and just like how some of them were buying them off pallets before they even hit the shelves, how they were making sure they got every single last poly bag, and just really bad things like that. And I think that as a community, that was a very good thing for a lot of us to hear, because we saw all these haul videos that were like, buying out this thing, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But after you watch Ryan's video, you sort of understood that that had more implications than just a cool YouTube video. That means that if you live in that area, you have to buy them off of this seller or off eBay at probably a higher price, things like that. And so that obviously was a big statement for him to make. Then over the next, I think, month or so, these Bricklink YouTubers responded. Bricks on the Dollar, especially, who's heavily featured in the video, was making fun of his name, calling him like a kid, not sort of being a hypocrite about talking about only collecting sets and not using them, even though he collects Transformers. Just things like that Ryan pointed out in his follow-up video. But back to these Bricklink YouTubers who were talking about on stream, who were insulting Ryan, who were banning him, all these things, and they were sort of dodging the question, because I think they understood that they were wrong in that sense, and Ryan did too. So I found that was really immature on their part. And then Ryan made a follow-up video compiling all these things that people were saying. And I think overall, people were upset that he said these things because, he had bought a lot of sets before, and he does buy a lot of sets. And so for some people, that was upsetting that he called these people out, even though he's done it himself, which I will admit is, pretty interesting. But that's beside the point, because he understands that it was bad. Those people, I'm guessing, did not. He wanted to point that out to them. And since then, I have seen a lot less of these Bricklink YouTubers, so I think he has benefited the communities, the LEGO community as a whole, in that regard. So yeah, Ryan has helped the community in that respect. Now, the next controversy with Brick Queen is interesting, to say the least. He started this Brickbuster, and they released a video where they were saying they're going to get off YouTube, because in essence they couldn't afford to keep buying all the sets, because they didn't get them for free, so they had to make enough money off the review to afford the set, and they were struggling with that. And then Ryan made a Brickbusters that his interpretation was that they should get these sets for free from LEGO, like Ryan does, because he did. I don't know if he did at that point, but I know he does now. And so his video was talking about that, but I found that his tone of voice and manner was really immature of him. He was calling them dumb, and obviously, the internet's the internet. People will do what they do. But I think that, especially because he had the moral high ground in the previous controversy when he talked about being made fun of and stuff, and now he's calling people dumb, I think that was just a turnoff for some people, and that really got him talking. So yeah, he just talked about that in his video, or at least the part I've watched. And that's why the video, in addition, she also has a boyfriend or is married, I can't tell which, but that's why the comment or the punishment on one of his newer videos talks about the Brick Queen. So yeah. But then her response sort of called out Ryan for saying something similar about having to pay full price for a set and not getting it for free. And then from what I can tell, it's just sort of diluted it from that point on and stayed. I don't think they're friends, but I think that they'd rather not start any more beef, especially because Lego is, under 18 sort of hobby for the majority of its fan base. And then more recently, something that I haven't really researched, he did expose Instagram scammers, which has probably saved a lot of people. He's taken some shots at David Hall after David Hall predicted a full-on Clone Wars wave, which I agree is sort of a bold prediction just by the box art. And I have to agree with Ryan in that regard. But David Hall, said that Ryan didn't really get the 501st Battle Pack, even though he pretty much did. He's campaigned for it for over a year. He's made merchandise on it. Lego Instagram DM'd him or something like that. DM'd him somewhere about this set. And yeah, he definitely got it. So those are his controversies. He's known for making bold statements and has definitely enlightened the community in his way. And I think he's protecting the community in his way. In saying that, I think everybody has to recognize that their audiences are mostly under 18 and are really subject to manipulation, and these YouTubers are pretty good at it. And I definitely think that it's not a good idea to start beef, because I've looked in the comments, there are some big fights in the comments. So yeah, in general, I think that they really should avoid controversy and acting immature just because their audience is easy to manipulate, or not in general, but some members are. And I just think that's an inappropriate use of your, status and platform. And so I think that Ryan defended the community in the only way he knows how, by exposing these guys. And I think that their responses were simultaneously immature, except for the Brick Queen, who was mostly put together. But Bricks on the Dollar, I think, had a really, really immature response, making fun of someone a lot younger than him, being hypocritical. I think that was just really dumb on his part. I'm being a hypocrite, saying dumb, but I really do think that was dumb of him to, do that. And so, yeah, in summary, Ryan makes bold statements. He gets a lot of backlash from pretty much everybody, except for his really good friends. He collects Lego. I think he's a good guy. I think he's just trying to help people. I think that he's approached it in some very interesting lights, and I think that the responses were also interesting and fueled by emotion and not reason. And so I just want to end with, I think everybody did what they thought they should be doing, except for maybe Bricks on the Dollar. And in the end, Ryan got a lot of hate, but I think as a whole, he's made the community better by shedding light on these issues. That's about it, guys. This is BRIX Bro. I really do appreciate my new subscribers. I just hit 100, I think, a couple weeks ago, which has been a really big dream of mine ever since I started YouTube in 2011, I think. So 9 years ago. It's been a slow, very slow progression. I've taken quite a few breaks. I think I'm gonna move towards gaming and just talking content as opposed to Lego, because I enjoy collecting it, but not necessarily, building it as much anymore. But besides that, this video did take a lot of work and research to make, so I'd really appreciate any subscribers that I gain from it. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. See you later. Bye.